Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You are listening to Hot Cocoa, and today we are talking about The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 5, Episode 13. Before we get into the video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, like it, and leave a comment. So, with that being said, let's get started. The show starts off with Garcell and Juan, and they are ring shopping for Robin. I'm thinking these are conversations that her and Garcell has because Garcell is picking out a ring for her that she thinks Robin will like. And Garcell speaks about the ring size and the price of the ring, and I wonder if people do not realize is the ring doesn't really matter. The marriage is what matters. Now, I'm not saying that you should accept any old thing, but I think that you should be more aware of the relationship as opposed to the size of the ring. Look at Auntie Wendy Williams. She had a huge ring, and now she's basically kinda sadly losing her mind. We need to be more conscious of the relationship, the foundation of the relationship, as opposed to what kind of ring we're going to get, what size ring we're going to get, or how much money the man paid for the ring, because that doesn't make a good marriage. Then we move on to Monique. She having an event for her mommy, something, whatever she does, and she's invited all the girls except Candance, of course, and the only person who said they was coming was Ashley and Karen. Everybody else basically told her, let me think about it. Wendy plain told her no. And a lot of people was giving Wendy a lot of crap about how she told Monique no over the phone. And my thought process is, I'd rather you be direct with me. Be honest with me. If you're not here for me, then tell me that. I respect Wendy for saying, you didn't feel remorse. So I'm going to chill out on you. Like right now, we not good. And Robin said, in 2 weeks you change. It's not possible. Well, I'm not going to go that far and say it's not possible, but that's her feelings. I don't understand why people feel like they should give Monique this another chance so fast. She basically hit somebody. She pulled her hair, and she could have, if nobody else was there, damaged the girl. She could have. She didn't, but she could have. And that's a result of her actions, not her saying, you provoked me, or Garcell manipulated the whole situation. I still don't think that you can put that blame on these other people because your hand hit that girl. So you need accountability for what you have done and consequences. If Candace's lawsuit would have went through and Monique was going to jail, that's consequences. They keep talking about the white people doing things, but when Teresa and her husband did whatever they did, they went to jail. That's what you call consequences for doing something you know is wrong, but you do it anyway. Consequences. So Karen and Ray goes to therapy for their marriage. And I understand why. It looks like it helped them because Ray actually apologized and told Karen that he was grateful at the end. That was a huge thing for Ray because he's an older man. He comes from a different time where men and women had different roles. So he was not used to having his wife bail him out. And when she did bail him out, he couldn't say thank you or I appreciate you. He's only seeing that she's changing or she's growing, and it's hard for him because he has stopped growing. He's chosen to retire and to relax. That was his choice on his particular life. He can expect Karen, as young as she is, as opposed to him, to stop living her life. But I guess these counseling sessions are needed because I think that he sees things a little bit differently and they might be moving forward in a better direction. I hope that they do it all the way to the end. Whatever the end is, I hope that's what they do. I hate that all of these marriages fail, especially the ones that we see on television. So I hope they make it. And then we move on to Wendy and her family. She's about to invite the girls to wine with Wendy or wine, whatever, with Wendy. And, I was reading Twitter and a lot of people do not like Wendy. I don't understand why. I think that she's educated. She might be a little full of herself, but which housewife isn't full of themselves? Like, all of them are pretty much vain and materialistic. So beyond her being educated, I think that is the only thing that triggers people, because she's full of herself with education and she can hold her own with the makeup and the wigs and all that jazz and the nails, and she might not be like 100% with it, but she looked decent to me. But that's just me, because I don't care about all those things. So maybe she put her effort in. She's a busy woman. She got 3 kids and a husband, and she still is able to be educated and hold her own. And I think that she's direct and she tells people how she feels about the situation, and you can't fault her for that. That's what I'm going to say about Wendy. And then we move on to Giselle and Pastor Bryant in the car talking about their relationship. And she's not interested in a long distance relationship. So does this mean this is Giselle's last season? Or does this mean Pastor Jamal is moving to Virginia? I don't know. Maybe he's going to move to Virginia and go to Atlanta on the weekends and do church. But I think you have to do Bible study and choir rehearsal and stuff like that. So I don't know how he's going to do it. But he said that he was basically waiting for her to make a decision as to what she wants to do and if she's ready to move forward, because he felt like she wanted her independence. She said she wanted a relationship. She wanted to be together. So I guess now they're going to move forward in that particular situation. So we get to Monique's event, and the only person who showed up was Ashley. Karen said she was sick and she couldn't make it. And for some reason, Monique felt like Karen being sick and couldn't make it was the same as her being pregnant. Sick and being pregnant is 2 different things, but okay. I think if she was sick and she really couldn't make it, then she should say, well, okay, I appreciate you for telling me that I'm sick and I can't make it. But Karen definitely wanted to go. I can't take people who just don't, I can't take people who always take things so personal. Like, you didn't make it because it's me and it's for me and it's all for me. And the lady was sick. Give her a break. And then the word come back to Monique that Karen said that she would press charges if she had been Candance. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with saying that? Because the truth is, Karen don't look like a fighter. Candance doesn't look like a fighter. And I guess Monique call herself, she's from the hood. So maybe she's used to fighting. I don't know. But when you're not a fighter or you're raised a certain way, the only way you can see yourself fighting back is going to court. So Monique should have been a little bit smarter than to do that around these ladies. Because had it been like a street fight, Monique would have fought the girl would have fought her back, and it would have been done. Or it could have been more smoke later on, but the law would have never been involved. But that's in the hood. These ladies are not from the hood. And I can't stand that people on Twitter are using hood logic to excuse Monique's behavior. She asked for it, so Monique mollywopped her. Candance can't go around saying what she want to say. That's freedom of speech. She could say what she want to say. Now, if she put her hands on you, that's something totally different. But I don't understand why people are excusing Monique's actions. Like, all the bloggers are like, she's the queen, she's this and she's that. Like, Monique, hand me a check. I might sing another song next week. Hello? Because I'm not understanding why these people are defending the fact that you put your hands on this girl, whether she asks for it or not. Legally, you can go to jail for assaulting somebody. It just so happened that this particular case got thrown out. I guess the court just didn't want the reality stars in the courthouse. Who knows? Y'all had a good judge that day. They just didn't want to spend time on it because obviously Teresa and Joe had a judge that said y'all going to jail. And even Mike from the Jersey Shore had a judge that says you're going to jail. I don't care what show you're on. So y'all got lucky. Somebody prayed for y'all, had you on their mind, and took the time and prayed for both of y'all because Monique countersued and the whole thing got thrown out. Robin goes out with her family. They go bowling and the grandparents are there. So now Juan wants to make this, thing about getting a blessing from the dad, letting the boys know what's going on, and everybody is cool with it. Wasn't that much of a big deal, but I guess this is something to keep her to next season. Maybe next season she will be getting married. Who knows? So now we at Wendy's wine with Wendy, and I felt like it was very good and educational. I felt like she gave a lot of golden nuggets, whether people like Wendy or not. I would have loved to have been at that event. None of the girls acted a fool. Only Robin came in with that wig. But other than that, none of the girls acted a fool. They asked really good questions. And from the little bit they showed us, I feel like I would have been really entertained at that particular event. But that's just me. I like business. I like educated people. I like to be around educated people. But like I said, that's just me. And then we have a conversation with Karen and Candance. Now, from this whole season, Karen has been 100. She did tell Monique at that event, you was wrong. And something in you got to go to therapy to get fixed, because the fact that you blacked out and you have no remorse says that you need to go talk to somebody about that. Karen said that at the first meeting. I don't understand why these people have selective memory, because even the cameras caught it. And they were there. We wasn't even there. The cameras caught it. Candance want Karen to 100% have somebody's back. Karen said, I'm not going to do that, because when you was in a situation, I had your back. When nobody else had your back, I had your back. And Karen was right. She's right to have, Monique's back, because that's her friend. But she told Monique you was wrong. So at this sit down, she told Candance, you was wrong. So Karen is probably the only real friend on this show, because I'm going to tell all of y'all wrong, but I still love you. And we're going to work this thing out. That's a friend. Like, I'm not going to turn my back on you, but you need to go fix something. And that's pretty much how the show ended this week. I still don't think Wendy is that bad of a cast member that she has to leave. A lot of people have issues with Wendy because I feel like it's something she's showing that they don't have. And the fact that you could be upset with a beautiful black woman being educated and saying she's doing too much and she needs to go, and because it's her first season, she has no say so. I don't understand that part. Like, explain it to me. Get down in the comments and tell me what's the true hate about Wendy. Like, what do you not like about Wendy? Because if you can boast about having a house, 4 houses, 10 houses, if you can boast about having shoes and bags and your fashions and your labels, then why you can't boast about having 4 degrees? Can somebody clue me in? Because I'm totally lost. Leave that in the comments for me, because maybe I need to be woke. Maybe I'm asleep and I need to be woke. But anyway, that's the show for this week. We're going to be back next week because y'all know I like watching television. Don't do that. Don't you dare judge me, because I'm not judging you. Peace out, son.